And Mr. Trump's presumed acceptance speech will fall on the 60th anniversary of the Axe Handle Saturday, as it's called, a violent race riot that put Jacksonville in the spotlight of the civil rights movement. On your side's Kaylee Tracy tonight spoke with a man who organized a protest last week. He says it was the biggest civil rights march the city has ever seen.
To many of us, what we have coming here on this day of commemoration for Axe Handle Saturday is the person who represents in the United States today the epitome of racism and white supremacy.
August 27th marks 60 years since Axe Handle Saturday, a violent race riot in Jacksonville in 1960. White men in Hemming Park beat black demonstrators with axe handles after weeks of peaceful protests against racial segregation. President Donald Trump's acceptance speech at the Republican National Convention in Jacksonville falls on this year's anniversary. Ben Frazier of the North Side Coalition of Jacksonville and a local civil rights leader says the timing has significance.
To say the name Donald Trump while commemorating Axe Handle Saturday gives us the classic definition of the term oxymoron.
Mayor Lenny Curry responded to a question Friday morning about the anniversary and the RNC coinciding, accidentally calling it Axe Handle Sunday.
As it relates to the terrible, tragic event that was Axe Handle Sunday, that is, we have to acknowledge that, and it was a terrible time in our city. That is in no way connected to this economic event, though, that will happen in our city.
He doesn't understand that the economic quotient is certainly an involvement.
Frazier says the two are tied through economic strings.
There are tremendous economic disparities going on in black communities all across the United States, and certainly right here in Jacksonville.
And Frazier says there's even more symbolic significance to the anniversary and the presidential nomination happening on the same day, given the climate regarding race relations in our country. Kaylee Tracy, First Coast News, on your side.